All right, we're live. We're live, pal. NXT is up and running. We've got a tag match tonight. Hey, look who's here. The Hardys are in town and wearing their gear. I've heard rumors that they have WWE merch again. Not sure if what they're wearing was that already, but TNA Tag Team Champions are in the house, and we're gonna have quite a night here for NXT. Based out of Cincinnati, just like Raw was last night. What an impactful episode of Raw last night too. The women's tag match, so good. We're getting things kicked off right now. I believe Stephanie Vaquera is about to grace us with her presence, the women's NXT North American champion. And I dig. You know what? Def Rebel is mainly misses instead of hits, but I do appreciate this theme. It's I mean, it's a little derivative, but I think it works for her. It's catchy. So Stephanie, horns in tow, along with her title, stepping right into the ring, hailing from San Fernando, Chile. The crowd is hyped to see her. As they should be, because she's fantastic. Granted, I haven't heard Booker yet, but you know he'll be excited. He tends to be that way. Okay. Stephanie and Carmen. Here comes Carmen. Katana in hand. And also Ashante Adonis in hand as well. I find it interesting that her name is Carmen Petrovich, and they have a katana on the roster. Well, on the main roster. They don't really show up in NXT so much anymore. But she carries a katana. And we have a performer named Katana as well. I don't even know where I'm going with that, but I find that interesting nevertheless. All right, what's up, Justin? Welcome to the chat, dude. Let's watch some NXT. We've got Stephanie and Carmen having it going on. Let's see what else we've got in store tonight. Ricky Saints making his debut. That's going to take some getting used to. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Also, Moose making his TNA debut. Dossie, you're absolutely right. Booker will erupt out of his shell when the one move takes place. Although, to be fair, I haven't heard Booker at all. Is he there? I just hope that if Booker's not there. Oh, no, never mind. Spoke too soon. Vic's already calling him out. Yeah, Booker's there. I was about to say, I don't know how I'd feel if he wasn't there, that move took place, and the crowd started being Booker T instead. The NXT crowd, you just never know what to expect with them, Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody's feeling well. We're trying to battle off sickness in the Mark by Wrestling house. So see what we can do. A little bit of a roll up there. They're still kind of feeling each other out here. I got to admit, I knew nothing about Stephanie Vaquera. I know she had that match with Mercedes in AEW, but I didn't even know of her until then. And I heard, a lot of buzz about her, but I've been very impressed with her in the ring. Booker T wilding out aside. So yeah, I'm very curious about NXT's. Okay, roll up, reversal. Okay. They're having some competitive back and forth here with Carmen and Stephanie. The level of sort of top stars in the NXT women's division is pretty high. And, they can't all be champions. So I'm curious how they're going to sort of spread the love, share the love. Whoa, okay. Carmen with a submission hold here, an unorthodox maneuver. I'm channeling my older commentary here, not knowing the names of some of these moves. Man, but a lot of this, wow. Now she's got her in a bit of a, what do they call it? They're not a swing maneuver, but like a, yeah. They're I got to tell you, the sort of chain wrestling back and forth here with Stephanie and Carmen is taken me by surprise. I mean, they're both capable in the ring, but they're really putting on a bit of a clinic here. Now they're kind of I wouldn't say regressing, but transitioning into some typical back and forth moves here. But that sequence was quite good. Some speed there on Carmen. The kick to the face off the ropes. Crowd is respectful, but they're not super hot right now. As I say that, and as a chant breaks out, "Let's go, Stephanie!" chant. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's see. All right, another leg drop from Stephanie off the ropes. 1, 2 count. Yeah, I think this is a good opening match feel. The match has started off hot, and they've settled down a little bit here and having a decent back and forth. But Stephanie, the champion, in control here. Some boots to the face in the corner. Here she comes, crossing the ring. Oh, she just ate turnbuckle. Carmen bailed. Okay. Now Stephanie's bailing to the outside. Carmen's going to think about a dive here. Oh, dive through the second and bottom rope. Catches her outside. Ashante celebrating as they're about to go to break. Ashante's kind of got a Black Seth Rollins thing going on with his with his gear tonight. Somewhere between Seth Rollins and Brian Keith from AEW, I feel. We got a picture-in-picture where I'm at right now. JR, welcome. Good to see you, man. Good old JR Dugan in the house. I'm assuming you guys can hear me okay. I'm still learning a little bit about my audio setup here. It's not like, too much or too little. We're looking for that Goldilocks deal that is just right. Or I guess the baby bear. I'm not, you know what? I should really study my my fairy tales before I make references. Oh well. But yeah, Stephanie Vaquer and Carmen Petrovich for the North American title, opening up NXT tonight, and it's been a solid match so far. So, but yeah, just to recap, we've got a tag match. JR, is it just me, or whenever Stephanie starts NXT, it's always a great show. 100%. She is one of the MVPs of NXT right now. And I'm not talking, Hurt Business either. Like, she is fantastic. She's just a great, great performer. I don't want to rush her out of NXT either, because it seems like so much of the female talent is there right now, but I can't wait till she gets to the main roster too and mixes it up with the Rhea Ripleys and the Bianca Belairs and the Io Skies and even, the Liv Morgans of the crowd too. I feel like she's so versatile in the ring that she seems to have a good match regardless of the style of the competitor. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her mix it up with the main roster people as well. But I can't wait to see her one-on-one with Jordynne Grace either, and eventually one-on-one with Julia. I mean, I know they're all kind of sort of aligned right now, but there's just too much talent among those three for them not to mix it up with each other at some point. So I hoping we get that at some point. In our picture-in-picture, Carmen seems to be getting an upper hand here, having some near falls. We'll see what happens. On the menu tonight, we've got Ricky Saints. Man, it's going to be a hard time me not saying Starks for a while. So we're going to get used to that together. Ricky Saints and Javon Evans teaming up tonight in a tag team match. The Hardys are in the house for the first time in God knows when, in a WWE-ish ring, a WWE adjacent for NXT. The TNA Tag Team Champions. They are going to be facing off against No Quarter Catch Crew. And then we also have the Heritage Cup champion, Lexis King, getting an X-Division title opportunity against Moose. So a lot of cross-branding tonight. So I love to see how that's going. Thank you, Sophie, on the shirt compliment. Handprint of Andre the Giant for anyone who is curious. And Tyrell Bree, Black Panther Gaming, welcome to the chat, my friend. Thank you guys for joining me. If you're just joining us and you don't have your NXT up, we've got a North American women's title match right now. Stephanie Vicaire and Carmen Petrovich. They have great chemistry together. It's they had a great sort of back and forth ground wrestling, chain wrestling sequence at the beginning of the match. A lot of stuff that I hadn't really seen in a while. Oh, hold on. Everybody pray for Booker. Here he comes. No pun intended. I didn't mean that. 10 count for Stephanie. And Carmen is going to have to collect herself, and so is Booker T on commentary. It's his favorite part of the week. Oh, my goodness. Knees to the face, running into the corner, tosses Carmen down. Is going to go for the cover. And still 2, but Carmen's still hanging in there. Booker is a mess. I love to hear it. Sophie, did I hear that the Hardys are rumored to have a full-time WWE return after tonight? You know what? I did hear that right before I got the stream ready. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about the 2025 Hardys mixing it up with main roster tag teams? I got to say this. I am totally cool with that. I'm totally cool with them going up to the main roster. But before they do that, they absolutely have to have a match with Fraxium first. And then they can do whatever they want with them. But Fraxium is the tag team in the industry of WWE to have a match with if you're a tag team, a men's tag team. So at either Roadblock at MSG or Stand and Deliver on a Mania weekend, we need to have a Hardys versus Fraxium match. And it doesn't even have to be gimmicky. It doesn't have to be TLC or anything like that for me. Just put them in the ring together and let them work. I wouldn't say no to any of those gimmicky matches either, though. Now I look more like Kevin Owens with my shirt. Well, you know what? Kevin Owens has a tendency to wear the shirt of someone he's going to be attacking, and I don't want any smoke with Andre the Giant, even with him being dead for 30 years. Never, ever, ever. But Kevin Owens is also a truth teller, so albeit a little unpopular. So I'll take it. Nevertheless, 619 by Stephanie. Crowd is getting amped up. She may be looking to finish her off. Springboard. Oh, little HBK shout out. Super kick off the springboard, but it only gets Carmen 2. And Shante is taking a sigh of relief. I don't know why a sigh of relief. He should be frustrated that his girl didn't close the deal there. But the WWE draft might finally be interesting this year. Yeah, I'm curious if they're going to change it up a little bit. Although after last year, I really don't have any interest in them advertising that they're going to make NXT a part of the draft. I think they should just bring NXT up and down as they please and not make them a part of the draft, because I feel like they set false hope, inappropriate expectations for the fans, because they really didn't deliver on bringing NXT up last year or putting people down to NXT. So just let NXT be its own thing, and you can move people around when you want to, and just keep the actual draft between Raw and SmackDown. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, dragon screw leg whip while she was caught up in the ropes. And are we going to package? Oh, package backbreaker here, and that should do it. 2. That's it. Stephanie victorious. And still NXT Women's North American Champion. Depending on how long they want to keep Stephanie in NXT, I think she should. Honestly, I think she should Ultimate Warrior that title reign. Just hold on to it until she's ready to be NXT champion. unless they really have a monster heel, not like a physically a monster heel, but just somebody who is largely largely has a lot of momentum. Oh, do we have an interruption? Who's here? Julia. Julia's coming out with a mic in her hands. She's coming out. Is she coming out to confront Stephanie? Or what's happening here? I thought you guys were friends. What is happening? What is happening here? We have chants already? Because my audio just went out. What kind of obscene chanting could you be doing other than a holy you know what chant? We'll see what happens. Okay. Julia giving congratulations. She's acknowledging Stephanie, if you will. I've been slouching too much here. You say you're the best champion. Okay. Okay. Julia's like, you think you're the best champion, but you're not. It's me. It's me. Now here comes Stephanie. What's she going to say? I didn't catch what she said. Okay. Julia coming in laying down a challenge. Are we getting a Hogan Warrior here? I'm sorry. That's probably an unfashionable reference for you guys, but I don't care. Whoa. Whoa. Title for title? Oh my gosh, we're to quote Jacob Fatu, we're all gas, no brakes. This is fast. This is fast. A title for title match? Hey, Santina, father and daughter. Santino and Ariana together. Let's come back to that. Dude. Okay, Lola Vice. She wants a match with somebody. NXT liaison to TNA. No one in your family ever saw you in a fight. Oh, Santino putting the Cobra down. Trying to Cobra Lola Vice. Bro, you're going to lose that fight. I'm so glad Ariana's back on TV. She was fantastic. Lexis King, and somebody needs to report his barbershop to Yelp because I don't know what's wrong with his face. Oba is a big, big man. Opa Femi, a big, big man. That's right. Lexus is in his hometown, Brian Pillman country, Cincinnati, Ohio. So we get Moose and Lexis King coming up next after commercial break. Let's catch up. As Dawsey say, it depends on how the Hardys are featured for you. Yeah, I can totally get behind that. There's a real risk reward thing going on there for sure. Since the Hardys can't always bring it, but they're also in the latter stages of their career. So I can totally see that. It'll be interesting how the TNA crossover affects the main roster. Sophie, I think you're right. I was really hoping and championing in a previous video I did for John Cena's 2025 for Nick Nemeth, a.k.a. former Dolph Ziggler, to crash Money in the Bank and steal the briefcase and actually win the WWE Championship on a TNA pay-per-view at Bound for Glory. But that was some outlandish, unhinged thinking on my part. But I'd love to see something of that level happen in this partnership. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Yep, Sophie. I've started live streaming NXT, so we got a way to work it out in my space here. So I'll be here every Tuesday. So Anybody who wants to watch NXT along, let's go along for the ride. It's a great time to be watching NXT. They're doing phenomenal work right now, and they've got the TNA partnership. So there's surprises every single week and all kinds of amazing stuff. Sounds like we might get an NXT versus X-Division championship at the next. Yeah, I think, they're Obafemi and Moose are definitely on a collision course. I 100% think that they're going to end up in a title versus title match, or at least a champion versus champion match. I'm assuming at least one of the titles will be on the line. I'm just curious, I'm imagining they'll probably do it at the Madison Square Garden show, the Roadblock. So perfect reference for this. Yeah, I mean, Stephanie and Julia are the sort of Hogan and Warrior of their respective divisions on this show. I mean, they're both unstoppable top tier champions, and I'm surprised they've done it so quickly. I'm not mad at it though. I'm excited to see it. I'm ready to see it. I wonder if either, if not both of them, are being fast tracked to the main roster, if they're already doing this match now that they've both become champions. So so title versus title, will it go the way of the NXT Women's Championships? That is a good that's a good question, Sophie. I mean, I don't think they'll eliminate the women's North American title. I mean, when Warrior beat Hogan and he relinquished the Intercontinental title, they just did a tournament for it. And honestly, if they're not going to have women's tag team titles on NXT, which I think they should, if they're not going to, why not have a tournament for the women's North American title? Although it feels like they just did that. I know it's still been a while because we've had two. We're like on our third women's North American champion at this point. But I would really love to see if we're not doing NXT tag team titles for the women, round up all those women and do a tournament. So let's see how. Listen. Hogan and Savage, and speaking of Hogan and Savage, this belt I've got under here was issued the year of WrestleMania 5. I'm old, okay? At least in wrestling fandom. There's always people older than me and many people younger than me now. But yeah, I've been a fan of pro wrestling since about 1987. So I was pretty young back then, but I was old enough to be a wrestling fan. So, well, I know a lot about WWE. I quote Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. He's like, what if God's not all knowing? He's just been around so long. He knows everything. I'm not particularly, gifted, I think, at knowledge, but I've been around for a while. So anyway, George in the house. All right, man. Stephanie Vaquer versus Julia, champion versus champion. I think they'll do it on NXT television and not Stand and Deliver. Really? You know what? I feel like that would be a huge ratings getter to just put that on TV. I tell you what, George, let me ask you this. If they do that, what do you think they do for the women's championship on Stand and Deliver? I'm curious about that. I don't see that many watch-along channels for NXT. Well, good. Maybe our community will grow then, if there's not that many of us. Let's see. Which Masha Slamovich was in the title versus title match. Yeah, I want to see her get involved too. Like I want to see a full-on like Super Friends versus Legion of Doom. If you want an old reference, Avengers type level. All the champions just running towards each other like the X-Men cartoon, the opening credits to the X-Men 97 cartoon. I want a full-on invasion level done right. You know what I mean? George, you can see Jordynne Grace challenging Julia. Yeah, I can see that. I think Jordynne is definitely in the mix for sure. I mean, she teased that just as soon as last week. So I think you're right about that. We'll see what goes. But Lexis King is in the ring with his bulky Heritage Cup. I like the Heritage Cup at first. I like that it's unique, but I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of championships that aren't belts. Like I remember like the Battle Bowl ring. AEW also has that Dynamite Diamond ring or whatever is it MJF carried. The King thing is a little different, but anyway, I don't know. I'm old school. I like a good title belt. What can I say? All right, Moose is here and he's ready to fight. Does Moose have a TNA flag like attached to his robe? That's kind of cool. I mean, it sticks out, but I like it. It's almost like a cape. It's like a shoulder cape. It's like he's an Olympian, representing his home country of TNA. I dig that. It's a nice touch. And if that's what his part of his regular gear is, then I don't know because I don't watch Impact. There's only so many days of the week I can watch wrestling. But yeah, I have a feeling Lexis King is going to be in for a long night tonight. Who do you guys think has got this between Moose and Lexis King? Moose just looks like he hits hard, man. It's crazy. He's a big dude. All right, George, you want to protect both Julia and Stephanie if they do champion versus champion, have somebody getting involved. Yeah, it's true. The way that they just sort of kind of advertised this match not out of nowhere, but almost out of nowhere, does make me feel that maybe we won't get a clean conclusion the first time, at least. But we'll see. Big pop for Lexis being a hometown guy. I can't get over how disturbingly off-putting his facial hair is, though. And I've been through all the phases of Jeff Hardy's facial hair. And Lexis is something altogether different. Definitely looks like he stepped out of a Poison music video or something. I don't know. But yeah. Justin's got Moose. George, Moose retains and Obafemi comes out and confronts him. That's totally possible here. Moose kind of being booed here. So we'll see what comes of it all. Give me a second, guys. I'll text this to you. Text you a picture. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. Woo! Lexis delivering a knife edge chop there. And I think he immediately regrets it. Yeah. For sure. Am I seeing signs that we might get Bayley and Roxanne Perez at WrestleMania? Well, you know what? Another thing that I am once again going to voice my disappointment about is that the international viewers of Raw are getting backstage promos and other content that U.S. viewers of Raw on Netflix are not getting to see. And I saw there was another confrontation between Bayley and Roxanne backstage last night after the fact. And I just wish we had more access to see those things. That being said, yeah, I think we're going to get Bayley versus Roxanne for sure at some point. WrestleMania makes the most sense. I think it gives Roxanne, a chance to be on that show. I think they'll both be really motivated to have a great match. I think that one could be a very sort of unsung hero of that card. So I think we're definitely on a trajectory for Bayley and Roxanne. And WrestleMania will be a great place to have it because you got 2 nights worth of programming to do for that show. So I wouldn't waste. Oh my goodness. Moose drop kicking Lexis right off the top rope. That big man got up there. That was a Randy Orton, a vintage Randy Orton height drop kick right there. I have not seen a lot of Moose, so this very much he's won the crowd over too. They were booing him at first, now they're chanting for him. And Booker's trying to tell them what's up though. He knows Moose. Yeah, but I think it would be huge. I agree, George. It would be huge to have a moment for Roxanne at WrestleMania, and I don't think they're going to waste that sort of first time matchup one on the week of. So I don't think that's going to be like a Raw or SmackDown match. I think it's definitely going to be on the WrestleMania card. There's no reason for it not to be. Got to admit, this match is going at a very deliberate pace. I don't know what I expected, but it is Moose is just kind of playing with his food here. It just obliterating Lexis here. Lexis fighting back though. Let's see what we got. Super kick, standing on the apron. Now what? Oh! Does he just hit Moose with a hidden blade? Is Lexis King out here doing Osprey moves? That seems, I don't know. That's amusing to me. All right, here comes. Oh, Lexis is caught. Boom. Yeah, big bookend. Not quite a rock bottom because he didn't go down with him. But great slam there by Moose as he catches his breath in the corner. Man. 7 seasons in the NFL for Moose. All right, he's pointing up. Oh, reversal. It's a kick to the shin by Alexis. Now doing. Is Alexis just copping moves? He's doing the Bryan Danielson kicks now. Oh my goodness. Backdrop over to the ramp. Oh man, they've got that early 90s WCW ramp to the ring for NXT here tonight. And man, Alexis landed hard. He's not the only Pillman to take that bump for sure. Daddy took a few spots like that back in the early 90s as well in WCW. So, yeah. It's not, we don't have as quick of the pace as we did for the women's match, but definitely these shots are landing a lot harder tonight. George says Bianca Belair and Naomi lost. Is it possible we might see Jade Cargill at Elimination Chamber this Saturday? We wait until WrestleMania. I 100% believe we are going to see Jade before WrestleMania because I think Jade's coming back for a Mania match. I'm just curious if it's going to be versus Bianca versus Naomi or a triple threat maybe because I'm still curious as to the final word on who attacked her. We don't really know that yet. I think we might see Jade though this Saturday, and if not Monday at the latest because they'll probably want to start kicking off that revenge return story against whoever it was that attacked her. Now, here's something I'm curious about. Now that they don't have the titles, I'm very interested in a possibility of Bianca winning the chamber match and Bianca and Rhea going one-on-one at WrestleMania. So if that's the case, if we got Bianca versus Rhea, is it then Naomi versus Jade? Or if it was Bianca versus Rhea at WrestleMania and Jade has not returned yet, does she show up at Mania and cost Bianca the match? Because then we find out that Bianca was actually the one behind it all. I feel like what I just said is a little too much, but Bianca and Naomi not having the tag belts going into the chamber match. We've got another kick out by Moose there. That's quite a bit going on there. So Bianca and Naomi not having the title, so certainly expands the possibilities for that women's chamber match. Lexis going off the ropes. Tope out to the ring and takes Moose out, pointing at the X-Division title and jawing at the commentators. I'll tell you what, Lexis King is going for it out here. He's definitely leaving it all out there. They're getting a "This is awesome" chant from the crowd. So they won over the crowd High cross body up the top. 2 count. Moose takes him off. It would be unhinged for Moose to drop the X-Division title on NXT television in his first defense here. So I don't buy it, but still, that would be wild. Eventually, I do think either an NXT title or a TNA title will change hands in this partnership. But how many times it happens, I don't know. Oh, Moose. Okay. Moose just walked up to the top, LA Knight style, and so many others, and did a crossbody. And then, great power bomb by Moose. Oh, and still kicks out at 2. Wow. Lexis showing some spirit here. I thought he was a goner for sure there. He came off that crossbody, kipped up, and then hit him with like an angry Kevin Nash style jackknife power bomb. This match has certainly outperformed my expectations for it. I assumed, I wouldn't say squash, but I definitely thought it was going to be not as competitive as it has been. Catches him with a super kick in the middle of the ring. Now, what do we... Oh, Lexis hit his finisher in the middle of the ring. 1, 2. Kick out at 2.999. NXT, NXTNA. I mean, gosh, these guys are going for it. Surely Moose is still going to pull this out, though. I will be in shock if Lexis wins this clean, but wow, just a deadlift backdrop. All right, Moose is setting up. He misses the charge. Whoa! Quite a spear. He threw more into that. 1. That's 3. Sort of a half pounce, half spear. We get a win from Moose, retaining his X-Division title. I'd say that match overperformed. Oh, the champion. The champion is in the house. And so, speaking of champions in the house, A and B, welcome to the chat. Obafemi has just shown up to look square off face-to-face with Moose, who has just successfully defended his X-Division title in a really good match versus Lexis King. 2 matches, 2 great battles. Oba says, cut the music for the Jabari tribe. Can I just say real quick that I absolutely love that they don't give Obafemi what chants, but they grunt in the pauses instead? It's fantastic. It's like LA Knight with yeah, or Jey Uso with yeet. He's found his noise. Another title versus title match? What are we doing? What is happening? We've had 2 segments on this show, 2 in-ring segments that have ended with 2 title versus title matches being booked. I'm assuming this is all going to go down at Roadblock. They are stacking up for being at Madison Square Garden. Now, it's the theater at Madison Square Garden, but who cares? It's Madison Square Garden. It's the mecca of WWE-based entertainment. And so far, we've got 2 title for title matches booked for that show. Obafemi and Moose and Julia versus Stephanie Vaquer. This is crazy talk. What if we get Fraxium? If we get Fraxium versus the Hardys booked for that tonight, y'all, we're going to be eating good. Everybody's going to get a plate. Everybody's going to get a biscuit. We're going to sop all that up. It's going to be amazing. Nico Vance. Oh, Sean Spears giving us the rundown on all his cohort here. Oh, yeah. Izzy Dame has now been recruited to that group. See what happens. So how you guys feeling about NXT so far? I'd say we're 2 for 2 in great matches tonight. Great little what would you call it? Promo segment. I wouldn't call it backstage. It was on location though, with Santino, Ariana, and Lola Vice. I'm waiting to see what happens with this Sean Spears group versus D'Angelo and his family. Jordan's here now. Jordynne Grace walking backstage, getting that 8K treatment, it looks like. Draped in gold already. Well, now that we've got Stephanie and Julia booked already, yeah, I'm curious what she is going to say. Is someone else going to interrupt her instead? Or is she going to try to force her way into that match? We'll see what happens. Now, I learned my lesson last time in not having anything to drink. My throat was scratchy as all get out, scratchier than Lexis King's face by not drinking this. So, A and B, I'm so sorry we can't be watching live. I will try to figure out a way to bestow some charity upon you guys and see if we can still figure that out. Nevertheless, yeah, 2 matches, 2 title matches booked after those matches. Who knows what Jordynne Grace is getting? We still have the Hardys to come, taking on No Quarter Catch Crew. The Hardys, the TNA Tag Team Champions. I'm telling you, it would be beyond foolish to not have them versus Fraxium too for Roadblock. And man, Roadblock is going to be so much fun. I need to go ahead and put that in my calendar now. Is anybody paying attention already? Like when Roadblock is? I thought they said the 11th, but I'm not sure. No, it couldn't be the. Wait, is that just a regular Tuesday night? Do not tell me their Madison Square Garden show is just a regular Tuesday night and it's not a PLE. What are we doing here? Let's see. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to find out myself. When is March 11th, Dulcie? That is a Tuesday. Wow. Okay, y'all. Well, let's see. Yeah. March 11th. Okay, y'all. We'll get your plates ready. We'll be eating good on March 11th. And I'm going to have to bring snacks or something. We're gonna have to bring biscuits. We're gonna have to have a family potluck for Roadblock because we're gonna be eating so good. I'll send it. We'll have to send up a sign up sheet and everybody bring something because it's gonna be wild. Yeah, NXT Roadblock. If it's March 11th, which is what you guys are saying, that's a Tuesday. That is not a Saturday. That's not a weekend. So that is regular old CW broadcast time. So we're going to figure it. Don't A, B, listen, we will figure out a way. Even if I got to squeeze y'all in over here or something, we got to figure something out for that because this show is going to be too good. Too good. It's basically going to be a NXT TNA super show at this point. We don't even know what I'm sure Jordynne Grace is probably going to be on that card too. I'm jumping the gun about the tag titles. We don't know that yet. But yeah, everybody be ready to be eating good. Make sure you're sitting a healthy distance away from your screen so you don't pull a Triple H and spit water over everything in case something really insane happens. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's good. Hope everybody's doing all right these days in these crazy times of 2025 that we're living in. But hey, oh, AJ, official AJ in the house. Welcome, my friend. By the way, Sophie was the one who caught it, but in case you guys are wondering where there's a giant handprint on my chest, this is a Andre the Giant shirt. You can't see the Andre. There we go, underneath there. But yeah, it's a new shirt to the collection, and I'm gonna have to work on my Andre voice if I'm gonna be wearing it. We'll see what happens, but no, baby. Yeah, see, that sounds too Pee Wee Herman, but we'll see how it goes. Ariana and Kalani. I saw this on X earlier today. Kalani and Jada about to get into it. This is such like school bus, high school drama right here, and with NXT being like the developmental brand, I kind of like this. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just immature, but I love the sort of like high school smack talk on the school bus drama talking. That didn't have to be every. If you get one feud like that, I think it's fun. Jordynne is here. She ain't posing at the entranceway or nothing. She's coming straight to the ring. Hey, Rosemary, get a load of these pants. Tell me what you think. Sorry, my daughter's off screen. She's studious and being ready, but I just saw this outfit Jordynne's got on, and I need to know what she thinks. If you want to come around and say hi to everybody, feel free to, but I just wanted to know what your thoughts were. Rosemary's here, everybody. Say hi to Rosemary.
Hi, guys.
What do you think of Jordynne's outfit?
Okay, I love the fit. I love it. I would wear it. I love the pants.
You would wear the whole fit?
Yes, I would wear the whole fit. Maybe the back a little bit covered for me, but I'll still wear the fit.
Okay.
It looks really good.
All right. My fashionista in the house is giving a thumbs up to Jordynne's fit.
Yes.
All right. Everybody's saying hi. All right.
Bye.
Okay. Get back to study and make those A's.
Yes.
All right. She's graduating this year, so we're all very excited. Jordynne promo in the house.
I knew I had to be a part of it. So when the time finally came to put pen to paper, I didn't hesitate.
I will say this is interesting that she's debuting and doing the whole I love NXT promo while they're working with TNA. It feels a little strange. Dang. Eat that, Tessa Blanchard. I mean, she's not lying. NXT is the best women's division in the world right now. But Jordynne's telling no lies. Just putting them both over.
But let me tell you one thing that I do know. I know that Julia and Stephanie Recur felt the shift.
They felt the shift.
They felt the foundation that they laid beginning to crack when I arrived.
Jordynne has no misgivings about her impact. I'll give her that. No pun intended.
But whether they like it or not, it's only a matter of time before I'm standing here again, not next to them in the ring, but across from one of them.
Okay. Jordynne's planting seeds. She's coming for both of them at some point. Who's here? Sorry, a deaf rebel. I blame them for not knowing the music. Roxanne Perez is in the house. Dude. We're going to get Jordynne and Roxanne.
Any female wrestler that wants to be a big star knows that NXT is the place to be.
Roxanne sounds like she just woke up. I need a little more fire, Roxanne. Come on. Okay. There's always a generational women's wrestler who takes credit for NXT.
It's one thing to be at the top of the TNA Knockouts division. Big fish in a small pond.
Ooh, calling the Knockouts division a small pond. I mean, she ain't wrong, but you ain't got to say it out loud.
Explain this to me. If this is your division, where is your title?
Come on. Jordynne already like, if this is your division, where's your title?
TNA.
Okay.
There's a gap between us. It's been there since last year, and it's still there.
Hmm.
That's why I'm going to Toronto this weekend, and I'm going to win the Elimination Chamber.
Well,
I'm going to go to WrestleMania and become the Women's World Champion.
I gotta say that Roxanne being out here at all tells me that she ain't winning that chamber match. I don't think that's a great promo saying she's going to win the women's title at WrestleMania and then come back and win the NXT title, but that nah, dog, that ain't happening.
There's a famous saying, and you might know it. And it goes that everyone has a plan
So there. Oh, let's go, Jordan. Oh man, I really enjoy the Mike Tyson quote being demonstrated instead of spoken. Okay. Man. Oh, now we got Trick Williams backstage. Well, please tell me we get if we get Jordan and Roxanne at Roadblock 2, we're going to need 2 plates, y'all. We're going to need 2 plates. Ooh. You fighting over a smile. I'm fighting over the championship. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Trick's got some edge to him, y'all. We'll see what happens here. Okay. No quarter coming to the ring. Looking like 2009 era Randy Orton and No Way Jose. Here come the Hardys. I'm curious. So I imagine they probably get. So you guys can tell me. Did they still play their WWE like public domain stock entrance music when they're in TNA, or do they play something different? Because I'm almost positive they'll be coming out to the old Hardys music here in WWE. So curious to see what happens there. But y'all, we are 2 weeks away from NXT Roadblock, which we have all now figured out together that is going to be on a Tuesday night on a regular NXT broadcast. We're going to have Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. We're going to have Moose and Obafemi. We might have Jordynne Grace and Roxanne Perez. Maybe we'll have the Hardys and Fraxium. We don't know yet, but there's 2 weeks to build to that. We'll see what happens, but I don't know. So let's see. Justin says, I feel like Grace is going to cost Perez at Chamber. You know what? It could happen, Justin. I think that I don't know what's it. Roxanne is doing some Pete Dunne stuff right now, or some like Bailey stuff, where she's just got beef with different people on different shows. So I'm very curious what route they'll take with her, because I was already thinking, like, if Roxanne doesn't win in the Chamber, you have Bailey eliminate her, and you can sort of tie the bow on that there. But if Grace costs her, then do you bring Roxy down back to NXT for Stand and Deliver instead of having her and Bailey at WrestleMania? You know, imagine if Roxy did double duty. If she did Stand and Deliver and a night of WrestleMania, that would be wild. I mean, she could do it. I totally believe she could do it, but we'll see. T-Man, welcome to the chat, friend. It's been a colossal night of booking exciting matches for NXT. They're building towards Roadblock, which is going to be on March 11th, Tuesday night in Madison Square Garden, in the theater at Madison Square Garden, which if you guys have never Googled the theater at Madison Square Garden, it's got a unique arena set up for it. It kind of reminds me, I'm gonna show my age again, but it kind of reminds me of Center Stage, where the old WCW Saturday night tapings used to be and stuff. So I'd be curious, but bigger, so I'd be curious how that's gonna shake out. Like they got like a stage and stuff. So I'm very interested how that layout's gonna be and how they're gonna do that. So it should be fun. Trick, actually, they just showed a backstage segment with Trick where he's about to crash out. Like he almost threw hands with Javon Evans, but Ricky Saints showed up and just kind of got them to cool off for a second. But he is he wants to throw hands with somebody. He's looking big mad. So I'm very curious if that leads into like a full on turn or if he's just more aggressive. You know what I mean? Which I think either of those options would work for Trick. I honestly just a more ruthless Trick. I'm not trying to get into the puns and be all like ruthless aggression, but like a Trick who just wants to get out there and hurt folks, but not as a heel, just angry. Like I think that could work. Yes, George is right. There's a Jada Parker segment too from earlier in the day where her and Kalani Jordan, like a couple of high school girls, like tried to throw hands on the bus because Kalani was talking trash about her and Jada overheard it. I'm underselling it. I thought it was more entertaining than how I described it, but yeah, you know what, T-Man, though, you're I think
She had the right idea, but the wrong one. Point blank, period. And she got things twisted, acting like everybody else up in here.
sorry, Jada talks. I started listening.
She lost that title. And Kalani's lack of confidence, that is not my problem. But baby, when it comes to my opportunities, I don't play. Like that match tonight against Stephanie, the one that Carmen fumbled, was mine. But it all started because Kalani got butthurt because I brushed her off.
She said butthurt on TV. What?
So Kalani, there may be a him in the WWE, but baby in NXT, you ain't her.
Whoa!
Exactly.
Whoa! Jada throwing shots. Jada throwing shots at Mello. Wow. This is getting intense. So we'll see what happens here, but I'll tell you what. Jada can cut a promo with the best of them. That's going to be something else. And if she can hold on to that going into the main roster eventually, she's going to be going places for sure. All right, y'all. It's almost Hardy time. Everybody, do your stretches, get your Jeff Hardy motions ready to go. That was the laziest Jeff Hardy dance ever, by the way. And I'm fully aware of it. But yeah. So we'll see what happens. Yep. We've got our classic non-deaf rebel Hardy music. All right. Here it comes, everybody. I've never did this before. The things you do to try to entertain yourself. But this is such a it's so funny, like, to see the Hardys on such a short aisle do their thing because they're so larger than life. But they're here, man. Dude, the crowd is loud. What's up, Rickardy? You got here just in time. Just in time. The Hardys are in the house making their entrance. Guys, listen. I want to be heard correctly on this. I treasure the roster NXT has right now. I think they are stacked from top to bottom. but you've heard A and B say this stuff before. I know you've heard Alex say this stuff before. AJ said this many times. So AJ, if you're in here, I want to credit you with this. There is levels to this. The way the crowd woke up for the Hardys is so much different than anybody else. And it doesn't matter how they give in the ring or what the quality of this match is or what websites like Cage Match will say about what we're about to see. They have just woken up a room full of people. Thank you, official AJ, my brother. There's levels to this. Loud welcome back chants. And so when you hate on the Jey Usos of the world for finding the word yeet and sticking with it because it wakes up the crowd, there's an old adage that's no truer, just as true today as it always has been. Work smarter, not harder. If you can get over and stay over with things and you don't have to be killing yourself to still get that reaction from the crowd, do that. Longevity is the secret to having success in this business. Use what brings you to the dance. Yes, sir. Yes, Rickardy. 100%. I admit it's harder to, it's harder to get over at the beginning. And, you gotta do that stuff, some of that stuff maybe when you're young. But once you find what works for you, try to find a thing that doesn't put you in a wheelchair, And I'm so honestly, I'm so happy for Jeff Hardy that he doesn't have to wrestle like 2000 Jeff Hardy anymore to still preserve his stardom in the wrestling industry. And the Hardys can just do the Hardy thing and the crowd loves them. I mean, they are the Rock and Roll Express of their generation. I'm just going to keep throwing more dated references. Eventually, my screen will just go black and white like Tony Storm is here. I'm just going to keep talking old references until it happens. 20-foot swan dives are cool once every 20 years for me. I was speaking for myself. I used to like go off on that kind of stuff and just love that. And that was some of my favorite stuff a long time ago until I saw what it did to the people I was cheering who did it all the time, and it just honestly, it pains me to see performers who feel like they have to do that consistently. I mean, listen, their choice, their life, their body, they're going to do what they do with it. But I don't want to be one of for me, speaking for me and all my retro stuff and my years of fandom, I don't want to be the guy who makes a performer feel that way. With my commentary, with my fandom, that's what they have to do to get my appreciation. But everybody do themselves on that, but that's where I stand on that kind of stuff is all. But man, the NXT, I got to see, the NXT crowd is super hospitable, like I think it's been great. They have been so welcoming of all the TNA talent when they've come over, not just the Hardys. And they've done great. So, Samantha Poole, welcome. I missed you earlier. Welcome, coming on in. Good for you, finishing up on the treadmill. Feel that burn. Let's see. Hardy's win and Fraxium comes out. That's your guess, George. I'm definitely old school Hardy stuff. Vintage Hardy. Oh, here comes Twist of Fate. No, he goes for a DDT instead. Then clothesline by Jeff sends him on out. All right. Let's see what we've got. Jeff walking all the way back to the entrance. Is he going to get a run and start here? Wow. A little poetry in motion off of the ramp into the ring. Tell you what, man, Hardys are not here to they are absolutely not here to take it light. They're coming in and playing the hits, they're not using any tables or ladders, nor should they. I mean, really at this point, but they No quarter got a little busted open on the lip there. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think the Hardys totally are taking this match. I mean, why bring them all back and have them put over a new team? And yeah, listen, I don't want to be so sensational, but do not bring the Hardys back to WWE and miss an opportunity for them to square off with Fraxium. So going to need to see Fraxium showing up. I don't care if it's the third match in a row where a challenger comes out after the match is over. I don't mind repetition if it's, write this one down. In the words of Sheamus, I don't mind repetition if it's banger after banger after banger. Okay. Or burger after burger, by the way, as long as it's a good burger, but 3 burgers max for me. Yeah. So T-Man, do I think Jeff will retire in WWE? I think so. Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what their contract situation with TNA is. I definitely think they'll, in a manner of speaking, WWE will retire his jersey. I mean, he and Matt are totally going into the Hall of Fame. They're first ballot Hall of Famers whenever they decide to hang it up. I'm sure they'll go in. I would like to see, especially in this Nick Khan Triple H era of WWE, them prioritizing inducting people into the Hall of Fame while people are still alive. We've missed a lot of opportunities to induct people while they're still with us. And that makes things really sad for me. Some of them, I guess, were a little unavoidable because they went too soon, but I would have loved to hear induction speeches by Bam Bam Bigelow or Rick Rude or Earthquake, or these guys, Vader. I mean, I think we didn't have Vader, did we? Did we have Vader? I can't remember. But yeah, King Kong Bundy, he's not in yet. I'm hopeful. China, yeah, China too. And anybody who's been keeping up with Marked by Wrestling, I want you to know, I feel like we're on the precipice of one of my 5 2025 predictions coming true. I really have a good feeling about Demolition this year. It seems like they might be on the door of getting inducted. And bro, I'm ready to hear a speech from Axe and Smash. I honestly kind of hope posthumously that they'll include Crush in there too, even though he wasn't, he was only with them for a little while. And Crush was probably, I don't know, it depends on what time you were a fan, but Crush was known for other gimmicks he had too, instead of just his time in Demolition. I kind of hope they just put in Demolition as an entity though. Axe, Smash, Crush, and Mr. Fuji. Just throw them all in there, man. I'd be for it. Diglets, 3 Diglets, welcome, dude. Good to see you. Glad you're with us. The only induction I'll never understand are the Bella twins. The Bellas, man. There's something in my age. I think they're a good case study for when you start to get older as a wrestling fan, and there are things you begin to sort of not understand. So if you guys are ever on Peacock and you want to look up old WWE stuff, if you want to give the Bellas, first of all, if you want to give the Bellas credit for women's revolution stuff, I could probably rattle off 5 or 6 women who probably deserve it first. I don't think they're bad, but I do think their value to women's wrestling is a little inflated by revisionist history. And Fraxium is here. I was not paying attention. They have come out during the commercial break and are now watching the match right on the ramp here. Diglett says they're very bad. Well, also, I just want to say this in your support of your point there, Diglets, is that the first people I remember doing the twin magic sort of thing is the Killer Bees, B. Brian Blair and Jumping Jim Brunzell, doing the sort of mix them up in the ring to win matches. So, I have resigned to the fact that the Bellas are going to be given some high praise, whether they've earned it or not. But I do think they were far. I think they profited from being surrounded by a lot more talented people. And I'll just say what I say there. Let's see. Ricky Saints and Javon Evans versus Ethan Page and Wes Lee as the main event. Interesting. You know, when you told me that card tonight, I wouldn't have predicted that as the main event. But I think you're right. AJ, here come the axe. Here come the smasher. All right. It's toy time at Marks by Wrestling. I want everybody to take time as Jeff Hardy is completely wiped out no quarter catch crew with a corkscrew off the top. Here come the axe. Here come the smasher. And the crush is demolition, walking disasters. One of the great WWE theme songs, sung by Rick Derringer, actually, who also sang Real American, Hulk Hogan's theme, and also Pat Patterson and Briscoe's theme for a little while. So, yeah, I think Rick Derringer deserves a spot in the Hall of Fame, as well as Jim Johnston. I miss the days where Jim Johnston was making theme songs that were so specific to a performer that there was no mistaking who was coming out. I think about the $1 Million Man. Think about, oh, wow, okay. Great tandem move there. A pair of twist of fates in a manner of speaking. Only gets him a 2 count. But yeah, you know, Johnston belongs in the Hall of Fame too. And just think about the uniqueness of a lot of the themes he made. It bugs me to no end not knowing who's coming when you hear music hit. All right, there's a proper twist of fate. And Jeff is, even at his age, taking off the shirt. He's got so many tattoos, you can hardly tell he's taking his shirt off at this point anyways. Did he actually tag Jeff in, though, or is he just letting him come in to do the swan? Swanton, there it is. Matt's going for the cover. 1, 2, that's it. Hardy's win. As expected, but that was great. Yes, Rickardy, this is an Andre handprint shirt. Thank you for asking. I'm very proud of it. And that also just gives you a frame of reference as to how large this man was. May God rest his soul. And I hope somebody accepted a peanut from him at some point. A little Princess Bride reference for you guys. By the way, speaking of Princess Bride references, I was at the courthouse today. Don't worry, I wasn't in trouble. I was just handling some business. And I saw a license plate. I'm a big fan of vanity license plates and just the creativity. And it said Twoo Wov. Okay. Axiom in the ring, getting ready to congratulate the Hardys. Are we going to get what we want here? T-Man, I totally agree. Modfather, welcome. You came at the right time. The Hardys and Fraxium in the ring, chopping it up. You know what? This is just a good love fest here. It's fine. It could be face versus face. Okay. The greatest tag team in the world today, standing across from the greatest tag team of all time. Eat your heart out, Young Bucks. Jeff threw out the challenge. Dude, yes, Santino's here. Santino is in the house. Come on, play the trombone. I love Santino, man. For as silly as wrestling can be sometimes, he is one of the greatest. He is one of the greatest, Santino. All right, let's see what we get from Santino. Oh, I think he's a little touched by the reception. That's kind of sweet. All right, Santino, what you got for us, dude? Ava. Yes! Roadblock! Did he say traction? The TNA titles are on the line. The TNA titles are on the line at Roadblock, guys. Potluck, because y'all are going to be eating so good on March 11th. That is three title matches. We've got Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. We've got Obafemi and Moose. And we've got the Hardys and Fraxium. Clear your calendars, guys. It's going to be wild on the 11th. It is going to be straight wildin'. Yes, out of Madison Square Garden. That crowd is going to be molten hot. This is going to be crazy. I feel like their ratings are going to be, the ratings are going to be what they're going to be. It doesn't matter. But like NXT is on a roll. The family sitting here meeting together. Santino and Truth. I'd love to see Santino and Truth together again. That would be so much fun. Absolutely, Diglets. I would agree. TNA is the number 2 wrestling promotion in the world, at least in terms of quality. Man, yeah, it's so great. You're so right, Teflon Don. It's so good to see. So good to see Jeff Hardy in good spirits and in a healthy place. And yeah, the crowd's going to be loving that. This is going to be so much fun. Man, Roadblock is going to be wild. So that's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks from today. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be so much fun. That's just a 3-match card. So it's going to be 2 hours. So I'm guessing maybe 4. What do you think? Maybe 4 matches? Maybe 5? An LFG recap. I don't know if you guys are watching LFG. I've seen the first episode. I have not seen the second one yet. There's just only so many hours in the day, but it's an intriguing show. By the way, guys, channel's still growing. We're still working on it. I know we don't have all the regular amenities of our watch-alongs like we do with A&B, like super chats and stuff. But if any of you guys are wanting to support the channel, I've got some links in the description. So feel free. Thank you, Diglets. We're growing. We're growing really fast right now. So still trying to put in the work to get us to 1,000 and get these watch hours up so we can start putting in those numbers. Yeah, please like, subscribe, share the channel with others, and trying to get that stuff up so we can get some super chat championships, how we can get all that going on. So I'm looking forward to growth there. But as I was mentioning before, if you guys want to support the channel, there's some links in the description, Cash App and Venmo. If you guys are so driven, you're more than welcome to show some love that way too, as we're continuing to grow. But we're on the pathway. We're on the road to super chats. It's WrestleMania season, so why not? Yeah, it's 1,000 subs, and I forget how many hours watched. I'd have to open up a new tab. I looked at it earlier, and I still haven't quite gotten there yet. Well, I've got a ways to go to get that, but can't remember what it is, to be honest. But it's something in regards to that. I'm gonna take a look, unless somebody knows in the chat. We're on commercial now, though. I bet Jeff is going to do a swanton from the top of the stadium. He's going to do something wild. Hey, hi, guy. I've been watching NXT through Hulu with live TV. That is the platform I use to watch it. So I don't know if that is an option for you, but that's how I access the CW. So that's where I go from to get that. So let's see. But yeah, George, you're absolutely right. NXT has been killing it. They are on. I don't know that they've been on as good of a run here, maybe since the black and gold days. And that might be a bit, I may be speaking out of turn there, but they really do seem as hot as ever, both in their performance and in their content, like what they're putting on TV and how it's paying off. They really seem to be doing a lot of work there. So a lot of good stuff. So it's a great time. It's a great time to be a fan of NXT. So well, I hope everybody's week is going well. Are you guys looking forward to SmackDown and Elimination Chamber this weekend? Tell me what you guys think. While we're on commercial break, how about just a quick rapid fire yes or no? Do you think Cody is going to accept The Rock's offer? Very curious about that. Rickardy's been watching more TNA and NXT as WWE went to Netflix. Yeah, I can see that. George says, I think Stand and Deliver is going to be really good. Absolutely. So, yeah. Okay. We have some splits here. Rickardy thinks he's going to accept it. George and Justin and Dossie don't think so. I mean, I think there is really, there's some very interesting possibilities either way. You know, I've heard a lot of criticisms about, and I'm just going to use their words, WrestleMania is like a lack of planning. And I don't think that's true at all. I don't think there's been a lack of planning for WrestleMania. I think there's just so many possibilities right now that I think they know what they want to do, but they're like letting those stories and those threads play out, you know, and see where we go from there. We've got, Soul and Zarya, also a really underrated tag team. I love their chemistry together too. Hey, it's Agent P for any Phineas and Ferb fans. Piper's been calling herself Agent P. Love her for that. Clearing out the room for Chelsea Green. I love how committed Piper is to this Secret Service role. Like, that is the secret to silly gimmicks, is if you just play it so earnestly and serious, it's amazing. Does she have a taser? Wow. Oh, Chelsea and Piper taking on Soul and Zarya next week. Dude, I love them. They're so much fun. Like, their chemistry is fantastic. I love a good, silly kind of comedy duo who can still go in the ring. Like, so good. Okay, we've got, Lola's in the house and taking on Ariana Grace. So that little confrontation from earlier, I feel like is not going to end well for Miss Grace, for the pageant queen of NXT or whatever she calls herself. Diglett's, Diglett's, yeah, just say his name and he appears. There you go. You want Super Chat title to have side plates you mentioned before you're old school. You just want to have a name plate is the way to go. That's actually that is a great question. Yeah, you know what? Let's keep our traditional gimmick on this channel, shall we? And just keep it nameplate. But I trust your artistry and appreciate it. And to answer your question from earlier, it's 4,000 watch hours. So it's a steep hill to climb, but we will get there if we remain vigilant. Feels like something Martin Luther King said, although I'm sure he said something much more articulate and about a topic that actually matters more in life than growing your YouTube channel. So, nevertheless, all right, man. Thank you, Douglas. And listen, thank you guys, community. It's just so much fun being a part of this community, and I'm glad you guys giving me some of your time once a week just to do this. And it's a blast. Being the old hat that I am, I've lived through seasons of life where it was very unpopular to be a wrestling fan. So you didn't have large communities like this in the sort of virtual era of meeting up. And so you were lucky to find friends in your town who were into it. And so it is what it is. But hey, I've got the best of both worlds because I have a loving family who participates in this with me from time to time and tolerates that as well, and also adds some fun perspective to it. And I've got friends with A and B who I've met here in the past few years, and it's been awesome just to be a part of this community. You guys are amazing, and we keep things positive even though we don't always all agree on the same things, and that is the best you can ask for from a wrestling fan community, is that we keep it tight with each other, but we still allow for independent thought. So hey, every single day, Diglets, I'm a blessed man, and I have no delusions about that. Every time I wake up and look around at the life God gave me, I'm like, I didn't do absolutely. That's why I'm at that. And that's kind of why I'm a man of faith too, because I know I didn't do anything to earn the great things I've had bestowed upon me in life. So there absolutely has to be a God, because I didn't do anything to earn this. I'll tell you that right now. But anyway, that's enough sermoning for people. Testify, go get the tables, all that other stuff. But that was quick. I talked all the way through that match, which is a shame because I'm a fan of Lola. I like her aggression. Sometimes I think she dances a little too much, but whatever. Oh, now we're running backstage. The Matt Bourne shaky cam. Matt Bourne, Jason. I meant to say Jason Bourne, and I said Matt Bourne, the guy who played Doink. Wrestling on the brain, guys. What can I do? Oh, is it the Shield Tribution again? Do they have a name yet? I got to be honest. I like some good chaos, some unanswered chaos in wrestling, but this group isn't doing it for me yet because I don't know any of these guys yet, and I just see them wrecking shop. But what are we going to do? Airborne, Matt Seidel. Good call, Evan Bourne. Oh, man. Arguably the best RKO in history, Evan Bourne, with also 1 and 1A, that and Seth Rollins for sure. Some other great RKOs all throughout history, but yeah, absolutely. Also, yeah, Three Kings. Where did I miss you talking about birthday cake? I'm assuming you're talking about literal birthday cake, and that wasn't a comment about the match we were just watching. But yeah, happy birthday to you, Three Kings. I'm not much of a birthday singer, so I think we'll just maybe put in a belated request for A and B to give you a birthday song. I'm not going to speak for them, but I think that might be worth pursuing. A and B, you're in the chat. You let me know. But happy birthday to you, friend. Appreciate your fandom and what you bring to this community for sure. What kind of cake did you have though? While we're talking about birthday cake, what's everybody's favorite birthday cake flavors? And hey, keep it clean. I'm literally talking about dessert that you eat. I may be old, but I'm not that old, so don't try to pull one over on the old man historian. Literal, actual birthday cake flavors. What do you guys like? Ice cream cake is a good choice. My son actually just turned 13 last week, and he had Cheesecake Factory, and that never disappoints for me either. Lots of options there, and I'm a big fan of cheesecake. Let's see, cookie cake. Okay, cookie cake. Good call. We have ice cream cake, cookie cake. Three Kings said, kept it simple, white cake, chocolate icing, ice cream on the side. Hey, I know better than anybody how just keeping it vintage and old school can make it all you need. So shout out to that for sure. Cookies and cream cake or vanilla. Okay, great. Any lovers of red velvet cake in the chat? because that's always solid. And I know what you're doing, Diglets. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but you can be correct. You can be correct and wrong at the same time. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, nah, man. Love you, dude. Refrigerated cake with the strawberry fillings. Okay. Yeah. All this cake talk, man. This is crazy. I'm about to go into a diabetic coma. Let's see. Vanilla cake and chocolate cake and lemon cake. You know what? You know what else I don't hate on? Speaking of keeping things traditional and old school, yellow cake with chocolate frosting or chocolate icing. Can't go bad with that either. That's good stuff. Angel food cake, not bad. Dell's food cake. Vanilla cake, chocolate cake, lemon cake. One of my sons actually really likes carrot cake, which I was prepared to hate on, but I actually I respect it. I respect it because he's a man who knows what he likes. You know what I mean? He sticks with it. So I can appreciate that. I respect it. I acknowledged him. Or South, they call that chocolate cake, and I don't know why. Oh, the yellow cake with the chocolate. So there was a debate about that. I saw a debate online about whether or not that's actually called chocolate cake or yellow cake. And I don't know why I got so deep into the comments on that, but I was surprised at how much division there was on that argument. German chocolate cake, also highly underrated as well. Will Cody accept the final boss's offer? It's amazing that one promo has skyrocketed the interest in that PLE. It's just going to be a promo segment probably. And it has so many, if I can channel my inner Bernie Mac and Eddie Murphy from life, consequences and repercussions from one decision, because Cody can say yes, and then we have a whole new Cody to work with. And he can say no, and we would just assume Rock is going to find a champion who will be his champion. And there's so many options for him to choose from. It is great to be a wrestling fan, Justin. You're so right. I love German chocolate cake too, AJ. I mean, I told the story about my grandfather. My grandfather grew up in Germany and escaped East Germany in the 50s as well. Like he lived through World War II and the beginnings of Soviet occupation and escaped and became a real American dream, if you will. Worked his way up to the top and owned a factory in Georgia before he retired and stuff. Admirable dude. And his last name was Gunther, by the way. Maybe that's why I'm such a fan. Nevertheless. But yeah, German chocolate cake. I also think of an old school superstar Billy Graham quote that I think was co-opted by others who kind of did the superstar Billy Graham gimmick back in the day. But he eats T-bone steaks. No, wait. Oh, I've screwed it up already. He lifts weights. He eats T-bone steaks. He's sweeter than a German chocolate cake. Amazing stuff. I don't believe he was the son of a plumber, but I do believe his father probably had some humble employment origins. So, take that with what you will. Trick Williams. Okay. Thank you, George, for keeping us updated while I was totally ignoring NXT, telling you guys life stories. We get Trick Williams versus Eddie Thorpe in a rematch at Roadblock. I'm kind of hoping Trick gets that win back. Or what if we see more of an edgy Trick Williams in that match to get the job done? We've got Ava in the crowd. Oh, an announcement from Ava. Okay. Okay, Oba and Moose for the NXT Championship. Fraxium for the TNA tag titles. Both titles are on the line. Julia and Stephanie. That's got a main event then, right? Title for title, because those other two matches are just one title on the line. That's gotta be the main event. That's gotta be the main event if it's both titles on the line. And also it's an NXT only matchup. Surely that's got to be the title on the line. So we have Tony. So this is all next week. Tony versus Sean Spears for the North American title. Kalani Jordan versus Miss Jada Parker. Okay. They're loading up. And then a tag team match, Soul and Zarya versus Chelsea and Piper. So we've got a microcosm of PLE week in NXT. What I mean by that is you've got a full PLE worthy card on 2 consecutive weeks of NXT television. So next week is going to be kind of like a mini roadblock. It would be the undercard of what a full roadblock show would be if it was a PLE. So I'm for this, man. This is great. All right. Wesley in the house. So that means it's time for the main event. Wesley and Ethan Page. An interesting tag team. I mean, they're both heels, so, it's fine. But see how this goes. And the debut of Ricky Saints. It is Saints, plural to me, right? Yeah. I'm definitely predicting that. I'm definitely predicting we're getting that title for title match, main eventing roadblock. And forgive me, I don't know who said it in the chat earlier, but that's really got me thinking that whoever wins those titles probably faces Jordynne Grace at Stand and Deliver. That's my guess, but I don't know. Or you get a triple threat match, which would be amazing. Ethan Page in the house. Ethan's a good heel. I like him as a heel. He's I like him in NXT too. Like, I think there's still meat on that bone. You know what I mean? For him to keep working as a heel in NXT. I don't feel like he needs to be in any kind of a rush to come up to the main roster. Honestly, I feel like a lot of these men don't need to be in a rush to get up to the main roster. Not until we clear out some talent at the top. Not saying we should clear out talent at the top, but it's just crowded right now. And if you want evidence, look no further than SmackDown's mid card right now, where you've got LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Mello, and Andrade, and like all these guys who are like stupid talented, and they're just, it feels like they're not doing a whole lot with them right now, and I just don't want there to be this like backed up queue of great performers, coming up to the main roster. Just let them cook in NXT, man, and keep growing NXT as a product. We'll see what happens. Let's see. George, you think it's going to be an unsatisfying finish for Stephanie and Julia? I mean, I think that's a possibility. But also, like, they just did. Well, I mean, they didn't just do that. I mean, Obafemi beat A-Town Down Under at Vengeance Day, but they ended that show with a lot of involvement and running in and stuff. I don't know that they would do that again, but also, like, I don't know. How do you cleanly put one of those women over the other one? So I don't know. My interest is peaked though. I'm ready to see what they do with it. I'm ready to see what they do with Julia and Stephanie. It's going to be so much fun. Sorry, I'll pause for the water break. By the way, I don't want to get political here, but it's a hilarious story to me. So, as some of you probably know, Linda McMahon was nominated or whatever. I don't know all the political terms, but she had to testify before Congress to be put over the Department of Education or something like that. And Stephanie and Shane and Hunter were all there, like in the audience, like behind her. And if you look online, there is this moment where you see Hunter takes a sip of water. And I swear, he sits and like has to consciously tell himself, "Don't spit this water. Don't spit it." Like it's like muscle memory for him to drink out of a water bottle and then spit it in the air. I'm telling you, if you focus on him and watch that video clip, I swear, if I was a betting man, I'd put money down that the thought went through his mind. And it's so funny. Like, you can take Hunter out of DX, but you can't take the DX out of Hunter. Like, it was, even if he was just doing that just to have fun because he was bored, or if he legitimately has done that so many times in his life that he had to stop himself. Either outcome, either explanation had me cracking up and gave me a little bit of reprieve in these sort of, trying times that we live in America. So I found that hilarious. But so look that up if you're ever bored and want to see something. I'm sure it's easy to find at this point, but we'll see where all that goes. But yeah, are you guys excited for the go home for SmackDown as well? I know we've got some things going on there. I know Chelsea Green is going to have a surprise opponent, I believe. I don't know if it's a title match for the U.S. title, but she's got somebody there. And there's more things to come. I imagine we'll probably see a lot of the performers. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the Raw people are on SmackDown, with it being the night before the show, and they're going to be in Toronto anyways. We'll see what happens. Well, they have the official graphics for Roadblock here for Stephanie and Julia. Wow, I cannot believe they're already doing this, even if it's not a clean finish. I am excited that I hope they get a chance to actually work too, you know. And then Oba versus, man, Big E is screaming somewhere. Moose and Oba Femi. Surely he's got a tweet about that at some point. Yeah. Oh, Javon. Yeah, Javon is in 2K25. You know, I've been trying to follow some of the news for 2K25. And I hear that they're trying to tease some real surprises with, I guess, with like extra DLC packs and stuff like that. With this partnership with TNA being multiple years, I'm really curious if they're going to have a TNA pack this year, like maybe have the Impact Zone as an arena, have bring the Hardys in, bring Moose in, you know, bring these other guys, some of these other guys in. I think that would be a lot of fun for one of the 2Ks, having those options available and you not having to go through the community creations. All right, well, here's Ricky's first entrance as an active performer in NXT. Welcome to the Revolution. Got his little silhouette, his little pose. Striking his pose. This music's not bad. I've heard better, and I've also heard a lot worse. So, but he's soaking it in. All right, Ricky. Well, let's see what you got, dude. Welcome to the Revolution, Ricky Saints. So Ricky and Javon versus Wesley and Ethan Page. Who you guys got? The Pebble. He's never beaten those charges, is he? So who do you guys think are taking this one? It'd be hard to believe that Ricky doesn't win in his debut. So I got to lean Ricky and Javon on this one. So we'll see where it comes from. Oh, we got about 15 minutes left for the main event here. I'm sure that'll include a commercial break. So we'll see what we got. Yeah, everybody so far picking Ricky and Javon. I totally get that. You know, oh, okay. I like Javon just having a one-track mind and going after Ethan Page. I think, you know, even though that's costing him, that makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, man. Oh, he's caught. Wes caught him. All right, a lot of hopping around here by Javon. Let's see what we got. Man, you know, for a man, wow, for a man of Javon's size, like his agility. I mean, he's lanky. He's kind of got that Kofi build, but like still to be as tall as he is, like that's a lot of movement. That's wild. But he and Wes can both go, man. That here comes Ricky Saints taking on Wesley, his first interaction here in the ring. Let's see what we got. It's a big European uppercut and an arm drag. That's a good arm drag, dude. Okay. Atomic drop. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Oh, Wes just said, what if five fingers say to the face? Okay. Slap. Okay. How many of you have followed Ricky Stark / Saints in his career? Because, I mean, I was aware of him in AEW, but honestly, I didn't follow much of his in-ring work. I only saw, I saw the Edge promo, and some of his other stuff. So he's definitely got some charisma on the mic. But what would you say? How would you say he is as an in-ring performer? I'm just curious what you guys think coming into this. All right, we've got our commercial break spot here. Since NWA Power, okay, that's some deep cuts right there. Dossie knows AEW only. Okay, yeah, we're picture in picture now, and just a little bit of a tossing hands on the outside, exchanging blows. Wes going back in the ring, Javon throwing him back in the ring, and okay, Ethan interfering with Javon there, but eating a shot to the table as a result. And Javon and Wes continuing in the ring. But yeah, so I got to admit, I'm sorry if I feel like a little low energy. I feel like they started off so hyped tonight, so strong that I feel like they've taken their foot off the gas a little bit for the main event, which is crazy to say about these four performers, which I think is really just a testament to how strong NXT's roster is right now. And, them bringing in TNA performers as well. I think that's just a really great testament. So we'll see what we got. T-Man says Wesley deserves a good push this year since he's a heel. Yeah, I mean, listen, Wesley is gold, dude. Like I paid close attention. He was like the Anderson Silva of the North American title division. Like he just had so many defenses, and he came out on top so many times. Yeah, I would love to see him get some time. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know how you deal with the Obafemi problem, but I would like to see some real marquee stuff for heel Wesley as well. Georgia started with the women and now ending with Ricky Saints and Javon versus Ethan and Wesley. And this is a great matchup. These great characters, but like the amount of heat they've gotten with the women and also with the Hardys and Fraxium and yeah. So I think too, this is the only, to be fair, this is the only matchup. Well, not the only matchup, but all those ones that I mentioned involve title holders. And so there's no champions in this match, or current champions at least, as Wesley and Ethan Page are both former champions, former NXT champion, former North American champion. But yeah, so it's not really a letdown. It's just like every match can't be level 10. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of stuff has been performing at a really high level lately. So I think it's just hard to keep your energy up for 2 hours, it's good to have a little bit of a come down every once in a while. So we'll see how it goes. But let's see. Rickardy's saying, I like Saints. He makes it look real. Yeah, I mean, he definitely looked like he was laying it in. And I respect that because it doesn't matter how athletic you are and how many rotations or flips you can do. Like, if your stuff doesn't look believable when you're trying to be when you're supposed to be hurting another guy, but not, like, it just takes me out of it. I mean, at that point, it's a gymnastics show, and that requires a ton of athletic ability. But that's not what I'm looking for when I'm watching wrestling. So, yeah, because even Javon, like, he does a ton of agile stuff, but he still kind of lays it in as well. So. We're still in the main event here tonight, but so far, how would you guys rate the show tonight? We had Stephanie Vaquer defeating Carmen Petrovich, Moose defeating Lexis King, the Hardys defeating No Quarter Catch Crew, and Lola Vice coming in and laying waste to Ariana Grace in a pretty quick match. It's been a really solid night all around, I think. Really solid night. And, man, Javon took a nasty spill out to the ring. Ricky, they're going to show it in a replay here. Golly, man. That backbreaker right off the top, right on the turnbuckle. It's just such a vicious move, you know? Like, who even knows where that rates in the sort of pantheon of moves that hurt, you know? But it looks like death, you know? I'm not saying it didn't hurt at all. I'm sure it did. But still, it's just crazy. Javon sells really well, too. I got to wonder, because, you know, he got that sort of rub, that acknowledgement from Randy Orton those months ago. And it seems like he's really kind of studying all the tools, you know, it takes to be a complete performer. And I think he's evolving quite a bit in becoming more sympathetic rather than just being a dude who does a lot of moves, you know, or that can jump really high. So I respect that. Respect that out of Javon for sure. And I'm just testifying to the things that I'm seeing, by the way. He may have been doing this the whole time, but certainly seems like he's grown in some of that. Interesting move combination there, too, with Wesley locking up the legs and throwing punches at the small of the back. Creative stuff, for sure. Is this the time we'll find out if Ricky will be a face or a heel? That's actually an excellent question, Rickardy. I didn't even think about that. I just kind of assumed Ricky was a face here, but he really is just kind of being himself, isn't he? Like, I mean, last week and the week before, like, and a lot of his stuff has been reactionary. So, like, he's just been responding to how he's been treated. So he still could have heelishness in him. So that's a valid observation. I didn't even consider that. Golly, Javon, just his vertical must be insane. the way he gets up for stuff is just crazy. Crazy for feeling. Sorry. Patsy Cline, in case you guys don't know. I'm just old school in a lot of areas. Javon, oh man, that was like a Baja Blast version of the Trouble in Paradise, man. Just an extra twist on it. You know what I mean? All right, hot tags. Here we go. Ricky throwing hands with Wesley, firing up, man, and he's laying those clotheslines in there. Who said it makes it look real? I mean, wow. Okay, that was a clean tornado DDT. And to bounce your foot off the rope, like, man, that could have gone, the easiest slip could have gone on that. Okay, Ricky. I see you, Ricky. Stop in a pose. Oh, okay. I'm a little tired of seeing spears, to be honest, but that was a good one. Stop doing spears, everybody. unless you're Braun Breaker. And I'll let Roman do it too because he's Roman. All right, suicide dive. Javon. All right, Javon and Ego. Oh, they don't start fighting in the crowd. Thank you. Javon is just finally like it's on site. He's still got to get his pound of flesh. So they're battling. They're battling into the crowd. So they're gone. They're gone. So it's just Ricky and Wes now. Now what do we got? They get a little one-on-one display here now. Wesley's a great partner to have in the ring to do this too. Oh, Ricky eats some post. Thrown into the corner. Here comes Wesley going up top or off the second rope. Misses. And Ricky, not exactly a blue thunder bomb, but spins him around and slaps him. Okay. Wes is a henchman coming in to try to do something, but Ricky ain't having it. He dumps both of them. Match is still on. Oh, Meteora by Wes, 2. Count kicks out at 2. By the way, I apologize to you guys who can't watch this live and are relying on me to narrate things. I'll keep working on it. I do have a broadcasting degree, but it's been a minute since I've used it. So I'll do my best to try to keep you guys informed. But the programming is so engrossing sometimes it's hard to keep up. All right, let's see. Wesley talking trash in Ricky's ear. Now he's gearing up for something. Backflip off the ropes. Ricky catches him. He falls down. He's picking him back up and flipping him over. Kind of like a Dominator. 1, 2, and that's 3. All right, Ricky Saints gets the win for him and Javon Evans. It finish was a little sloppy, but listen, man, you can't, and nobody's perfect. He had a little hard time holding Wes coming off that backflip. But to his credit, he came out looking stronger because he went all the way to the ground and he deadlifted him all the way back up in the air. So they didn't redo the spot or anything like that. So credit totally to Ricky for taking a bit of a blown spot and making it look even more impressive, making himself look stronger in the process. But yes, that sort of running Dominator by Ricky Saints finishes it up. Welcome to NXT, Ricky. And yeah, man. So what did you guys think of the show tonight? Let's do the AMView community thing. Rated out of 10. What would you rate tonight's show out of 10? We've got we have gone through the potluck line and made ourselves a heck of a plate for Roadblock in 2 weeks. Going to be eating good. And and I don't even mean to overlook next week. Next week is going to be great. We've got a North American title match between Tony D'Angelo and Sean Spears. We're going to have a tag team match with Sol Ruka and Zarya versus an incoming Chelsea Green and Agent P, Piper Niven. And Kalani Jordan and Jada Parker are going to be throwing hands next week. And somebody's going to get their wig split, as Mark Henry would say. And or 3-6 Mafia. And then we got, like I already said, the tag team match are going over the card next week. So next week is a solid card, and then Roadblock is going to be lit. Ricky Stark celebrating in the crowd with the spotlight on him, holding up a sign which he has thrown down just in time for the camera to actually get a good spot on it. So I didn't see what it said. Had his name on it though. Justin Howling Crane 10 out of 10, and then it's just 2. Got you there. George Lewis says, I'm giving it a solid 9.5. Good show tonight. Rickardy was only able to watch half the show. I'd give the last half a solid 8. Absolutely. I agree with you there. So great stuff tonight. Again, the TNA experiment here, even if NXT talents are going over, NXT talent is getting a lot of shine. We had Moose going over Lexis King tonight, and we had the Hardys going over No Quarter Catch Crew. And again, we're building to an amazing card for Roadblock. And then not only that, but next week is something else as well. So, yeah, guys, thank you, George. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. We're going to keep building up these watch hours, and we're going to be super chatting in no time. In the meantime, see you guys on Friday for A and B combos. We'll be there as a family again for SmackDown, and just enjoy the time there. And man, anyways, thank you guys again for being here. Love you guys so much. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll keep putting this stuff out, and we'll keep being a family who loves wrestling together, man. All right, you guys take care of yourselves, and bring your plates for the next couple of weeks, because we're going to eat. All right, love you guys. Take care. And as I always say in all my videos, don't worry if anybody ever calls you a mark, because mark just means you're believing, and believing makes wrestling better. All right. See you guys next time. Holler.